Welcome back to English Buddy Podcast. I'm Sam.
And I'm Sophia.
Today, we're going to talk about something that happens all the time in daily life, making invitations and accepting them. Have you ever wanted to invite someone to do something fun, but you weren't sure what to say in English?
Or maybe someone invited you somewhere and you didn't know how to say yes politely. Well, today's episode is perfect for you.
We'll learn natural phrases, understand cultural tips, and practice real conversations together. So, Sophia, let me ask you, what's the most common way people make invitations in English-speaking countries?
That's a great question. Actually, it depends on the situation. Sometimes we're very direct, like, do you want to come to my party? But other times we're more casual, like, hey, want to grab coffee?
Exactly. And that's what makes invitations interesting. The way you invite someone can be formal or informal, depending on who you're talking to.
Before we dive in, if you're enjoying this episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us create more content for you.
Absolutely. Your support means everything. Now, let's get started.
All right, let's talk about the language we use when making invitations. Sam, can you share some common phrases?
Sure. Here's some basic structures. Would you like to? This is polite and common. Do you want to? More casual, for friends. Are you free to? Asking about availability. How about? Suggesting an idea.
Great examples. Let me give you some real sentences. Would you like to join us for dinner on Friday? Do you want to watch a movie this weekend? Are you free to meet for lunch tomorrow? How about going to the park on Saturday?
Now, what about accepting invitations? When someone invites you, how do you say yes naturally?
Good question. Here are some ways to accept. That sounds great. I'd love to. Sure, I'm free. Count me in. Absolutely. What time?
And sometimes we want to show enthusiasm. We can say things like, "Oh, that would be wonderful. I'd been wanting to do that. Perfect. I'm so excited."
Let's also talk about declining invitations politely, because sometimes we can't accept. We usually give a reason and maybe suggest another time. I'd love to, but I'm busy that day. Unfortunately, I can't make it. How about next week? Thanks for inviting me, but I have other plans.
The key is to be polite and sincere. In English-speaking cultures, it's important to thank the person for the invitation, even if you can't go.
Exactly. Now, let me share something important. The phrase rain check. Do you know what this means?
Yes, rain check means you can't accept the invitation now, but you'd like to do it another time. For example, I can't make it tonight, but can I take a rain check?
That's a very useful expression. It shows you're interested, but the timing isn't right.
Now, let's talk about cultural aspects. Sophia, how do invitations work differently in English-speaking countries compared to other cultures?
Great question. One important thing is that English speakers often plan ahead. If you want to invite someone to dinner or a party, it's common to invite them at least a few days in advance, sometimes even a week or two.
That's right. Last-minute invitations can happen with close friends, but for more formal events or if people are busy, advance notice is important. It shows respect for their time.
Another cultural point. In countries like the US, UK, Canada, and Australia, people are usually quite direct about invitations. They'll clearly say the time, place, and activity.
Yes. For example, Would you like to come to my birthday party on Saturday at 7 p.m. at my house? Very specific.
And here's something that surprises some learners. In English-speaking cultures, it's perfectly okay to decline an invitation. You don't have to say yes just to be polite.
That's such an important point. If you're busy or not interested, it's actually more polite to decline honestly than to say yes and then cancel later or worse, not show up.
Exactly. Just remember to decline politely with a reason. Thank you so much for inviting me, but I have a family commitment that day.
Now, let's talk about informal invitations. With close friends, English speakers often use very casual language. Things like, want to hang out? You coming to the party? Let's get together sometime.
That last one, let's get together sometime, is interesting. Sometimes it's a genuine invitation, but other times it's just a friendly expression. You might need to follow up and suggest a specific time to make it happen.
Good point. This could be confusing for learners. If someone says, we should get coffee sometime, you can respond by suggesting a specific day. That sounds great. Are you free next Tuesday?
And one more cultural thing, RSVP. You might see this on invitations, especially for parties or weddings. It's from French, but everyone uses it in English. It means please reply and tell me if you're coming or not.
Yes. If an invitation says RSVP by June 1st, you should respond before that date. It helps the host plan food, seating, and other details.
Okay, now it's time to practice. Let's do some mini dialogues. Sam, you invite me to something and I'll accept.
Sure. Okay, here we go. Hey, Sophia, I'm having a barbecue at my place this Saturday around 3 p.m. Would you like to come?
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I'd love to. Can I bring anything?
You just bring yourself, but if you want to bring a salad or some drinks, that would be great.
Perfect. I'll bring a fruit salad. Thanks for inviting me.
Great example. Did you notice Sophia asked if she could bring something? That's common in English-speaking cultures, especially for casual gatherings at someone's home.
Right. Now let's try another one, but this time I'll decline. Sam, invite me again.
Sophia, a group of us are going to see a concert next Friday evening. Do you want to join us?
Oh, I'd love to, but I actually have plans with my family that night. Can I take a rain check? I definitely want to go next time.
Of course. No problem. I'll let you know when we plan the next outing.
See how I used rain check there? It keeps the door open for future invitations.
Perfect. Now, let's try a more formal situation. Imagine I'm inviting you to a professional networking event.
Okay, go ahead.
Sophia, our company is hosting a networking dinner next Thursday at 7 p.m. We'd be delighted if you could join us. It's at the Riverside Restaurant downtown.
Thank you so much for the invitation. That sounds very interesting. I'd be happy to attend. Should I dress formally?
A business casual would be perfect. I'll send you the details by email.
Wonderful. I look forward to it. Thanks again.
Great. Notice how the language became more formal. Words like delighted, I'd be happy to attend, and asking about dress code are all appropriate for professional situations.
Now, listeners, think about this. What would you say if a colleague invited you to lunch? How about if your neighbor invited you to a weekend party? Try practicing different scenarios.
All right, we've covered a lot today. Let's recap the main points.
First, remember the basic structures. Would you like to? Do you want to? Are you free to? And how about?
Second, when accepting, show enthusiasm with phrases like, that sounds great, or I'd love to.
Third, If you need to decline, be polite, give a reason, and consider using rain check for future opportunities.
And culturally, remember that English speakers appreciate advance notice, clear details, and honest responses to invitations.
Your homework for this week is simple. Try making one invitation in English. It could be to a friend, a classmate, or even a family member. Practice using the phrases we learned today.
And if someone invites you somewhere this week, pay attention to the language they use. Notice if it's formal or informal, and practice your response.
We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment telling us what's the hardest part about making or accepting invitations in English, or share an invitation you recently made.
Remember, practice makes progress. Don't worry about being perfect. The most important thing is to communicate and connect with people.
Thanks so much for joining us today on English Buddy Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends who are learning English.
We'll see you next time with more practical English lessons. Until then, keep practicing.
Bye!